All right, hopefully you guys see my presentation. All right, so today we are talking about healthy lifestyle choices. Thank you for joining us for Thursday Night Education. I am here with my team and I have a guest speaker, Heather, who's a nurse practitioner, and she's going to join us to help educate and share healthy lifestyle choices and what that means. I'm a registered nurse here in Chicago and I love Young Living and I love how to share it with others. And so we are just gonna jump right in and healthy lifestyle choices. So obviously we have a disclaimer and our disclaimer says the information presented is intended for educational purposes only. It has not been evaluated by the FDA and is not intended to diagnose, prescribe, cure, or treat. Information is not intended to replace the advice of your chosen medical professional. And I highly encourage everyone to become educated consumers and to do research on all products that you have seen in and on or around your body. Moving forward. How many times is it? What is for dinner? How frustrated, overwhelming, like beat your head against the pan. I literally can't stand it. So we're gonna like bring a little bit of that into you today as we're talking about these healthy lifestyle choices, because this is my absolutely most hated question of all times. What's for dinner? I'll tell you that my dinner choice today was not super healthy, but you know, sometimes I cannot be all things. So poor diet choices. They really come into play, and I would love for Heather to jump off her mute and go ahead and start talking. We're going to just jump right in. We're going to talk about what these poor diet choices mean.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Heather. Like Jennifer said, I am a nurse practitioner, and this is a topic that hits close to home for myself as well. Something that Jennifer and I talk about quite often. There's a lot of stressors in today's society and a lot of limitations that contribute to poor diet choices. Some of that includes our overall health. Some of that is, our work, how much time we allow in the day, and how well we sleep and coordinate our daily routine. So some common risk factors for this with poor dietary choices is anyone over the age of 45, which
I'm thinking that's everybody here.
Maybe a handful of us, yes.
Well, most of us, Heather. All right, I have a couple.
And then a larger waist size or obesity, which is quite a concern in the United States right now. Cardiovascular disease, which is something that, we find more common as we age. Poor sleeping patterns. Sleep is so important, not only to our overall health, but also the ability to choose the right foods and be able to process and digest those foods as well and use them for what we need them for. And then lack of physical activity, again, for many, many reasons and many limitations. So some of these symptoms that are related to having a poor diet, which can affect your hormone levels, your insulin levels, your ability to break down and process foods and use them for what we need them, the energy that our body, our muscles, our organs need versus, breaking it down and storing it as fat or adipose tissue, which I know we all love or love to get rid of. So some of these symptoms include feeling really hungry. And typically when we're hungry, we're craving things that we shouldn't necessarily be eating and kind of lead us towards poor food choices, such as sweets, dark skin patches, skin tags, feeling tired after we eat. Something that's totally important, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later too, is just, paying attention to how you feel after you eat. Some foods that typically we might think are healthy for us, if it does not make us feel good, if we don't have energy afterwards, if it kind of causes a slump, or if it makes us really tired or not motivated, those are things that we need to pay attention to because our body may be having a hard time processing and breaking down those foods or drinks. Fatty liver, hair loss, gout is a big one from many different sources, brain fog, and change in our bowel and bladder habits as well. So all of these, whether they're isolated or multiple symptoms at one time, can contribute to poor as a result of poor choices. And then some common tests that you may find your provider checking on an annual basis or as needed to evaluate your nutritional status and overall health and wellness include your hemoglobin A1C, which is either checking for risk for diabetes and or how well your diabetes is controlled. Lipid panel, which is looking at cholesterol, good fat. We have to remember HDL is a good fat, and that is generated or where it should be based on our activity level. And then you have your LDL and triglycerides, which are not as good. Fasting blood sugar, sometimes, whether that is pricking our finger ourselves or when we draw our blood, if we're fasting for that procedure, and then a liver panel to see how well your liver is functioning, because the liver and the pancreas help produce enzymes that help break down our foods to use the nutrients, amino acids, the way that we need them in our body. So we're going to talk about some healthier food and diet options and different resources that are available to you guys. Definitely fruits and vegetables are going to be key here. We're going to talk a lot about fiber and how not only the fiber intake that we consume, but also how we are eating our foods and what order, fiber, protein, carbohydrates, how that affects our ability to digest and utilize the nutrients that we need.
So thank you, Heather. Super great information. And I love that it's not me talking all the time. So one of the things that Heather and I have been working on is taking more fiber in. So they are recommending for women that we do 25 grams of fiber a day. That is a lot of fiber to be able to contribute and get into your diet on a regular basis. So we have played around with a couple of things, but things that fiber does for you is it helps regulate your bowel movements. It assists with weight management. It can help regulate and maintain your blood sugars. It's great for overall health, heart health, and obviously it can help you live a longer life. So we've really kind of played around with these different fiber options, and we'll kind of get into that a little bit as we move forward, but there's different types of fiber. So you have soluble fiber, which dissolves in water, and it helps slow down the carbohydrate digestion, which is what makes you feel a little bit fuller for a longer period of time. So I put in some examples of what the soluble fibers would be. So it's like bananas, apples, pears, beans, potatoes, oatmeal, avocado, black beans, Brussels sprouts, kidney beans, pears, potatoes, turnips. So I said a lot of things. I'll give you guys just a minute to kind of jot those all down. Oh, sorry, I did not switch my screen. There's a screen for you. I apologize. Too many screens going over here. So there's a bunch of examples of those soluble fiber options. And then we're going to go to insoluble fiber. So the insoluble fiber options are going to be your roughage. Those are the things that helps the movement within your digestive system. We often talk about peristalsis. That's the movement in your intestinal tract to help you so you're not having constipation, essentially. So examples of that would be berries and nuts, carrots, whole grains, almonds. I wrote carrots and berries twice. Coconut meat, dates, green peas, and spinach. So that's the roughage that we're talking about. So I want to dive into, obviously, we're talking about Young Living. So let's talk about the different products that Young Living actually has that contain fiber. So we have ICP, and then we have ICP Daily. And if you give me 1 second, I actually need to pull up another screen here so I can pull up the notes on this class, because I don't have that up right now. But ICP and ICP Daily. ICP Daily is the newer of the two products, and it helps with, let me pull this over here, giving you guys all my notes. The ICP Daily is your contains 6 grams of fiber. It's a prebiotic. I need to get the screens moved over. There we go. It contains prebiotic and 5 grams of soluble fiber. So it contains 6 grams of prebiotic and 5 grams of soluble fiber, which is what's helping kind of move, move those things through. And that is the ICP daily. Your regular ICP is an insoluble fiber source from oat bran, flax, and fennel seeds. And it's formulated and also includes oils. So fennel, anise, tarragon, ginger, lemongrass, rosemary, and 3 grams of overall fiber. So that is the difference between those two products. And then I need to move my screen again. So the next thing that we could talk about is Balance Complete. This is a protein powder that I particularly really like. It is a great food replacement. And if you guys listen to the class that we just recently had on Tuesday, they talked a lot about a protocol to help with your diet. Balance Complete was one of them. And it's a meal replacement plan. So Balance Complete is a superfood based meal replacement that optimizes your balance of fiber, protein, and healthy fats. It also includes vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. Balance Complete contains 11 grams of fiber. So remember, we're trying to get 25. Okay, so if you have 2 protein balance, the Balance Complete shakes, one for breakfast and one for lunch, you're almost there. So those are great food replacement options. Then we have Essential Zymes, and Essential Zymes 4 specifically is helping you digest your dietary fat, protein, fibers, and carbohydrates. It comes in 2 tablets and they are time released so that you're taking it with your meals. So you can take it more than one time a day if you need to, particularly your bigger meals of the day. And that is another great source, and it does contain fiber. Here's a little bit of another just visual of ICP so that you can see that the ICP is a little bit different. It comes in a bottle and you're going to mix it with 8 ounces of water, and you can take it up to 3 times a day. So that is your ICP. Your enzymes. It doesn't show you a picture here, but I told you it's got 2 capsules. It also is very good to use with your Digest and your peppermint essential oils. And those are dual released, like I said. The Balance Complete shake, it comes in a big tub and you use 2 scoopfuls into an 8 to 10 ounce glass of either water or milk. I actually use water when I mix it up, and I usually add a banana and some spinach. It's a hint of vanilla flavoring, and I really, really enjoy that. So here's a couple other supportive products that we can talk about. So, and I have a couple slides of this. So these supportive products are Acatea, which is an essential oil, and if you do your research, can help ease your appetite a little bit. It also can help with balancing some of those levels that fluctuate, like your sugar levels fluctuate while you're eating. So there's different levels that will help with. The Sleek tea is another super great option to curbing your appetite. If you have a Sleek tea for early in the morning, it's got frankincense in it, very calming to start your day off with. And here's the Balance Complete again. Peppermint is like obviously the #1 use for digestion. So great for obviously supporting those unhealthy food choices. Digest and Cleanse is another great supportive option. And this is going to be something that you take once a day. I recommend taking it for a good 30 days. Some people take it all the time. You can continue to take it. It's not a product that you have to stop, which I really like. And then grapefruit is another appetite curver, which is super fantastic because who doesn't need that appetite curve? Ningxia Red is our next product, and we talk about this product all the time. So Ningxia Red does not contain fiber, but it does contain probiotics. So it does help with your digestive system. It is an overall superfood. So when you're not eating so great, why not add a Ningxia Red into that mix to help support your body's normal eye health, prevent those oxidizing stress that we learned about on our Tuesday night class, if you guys joined us for that, and also helping with your energy level. And there's clinical studies that show that it helps with sleep and anxiety. So I'm all over that. Master Formula is the next one, and I have been taking this on a ritual of 1 packet. It comes in a packet. It's got 4 capsules in there. One is a liquid capsule, one is a regular like vitamin capsule, and then there's 2 other, there's a total of 4. So you've got minerals, vitamins, probiotic or prebiotic, and it's all packaged in a simple take 1 packet a day. The key is to take it for 100 days. Like, you have to be consistent when you're doing these healthy lifestyle changes, and they will help regulate and stabilize those mineral deficiencies that you have. And we've talked a lot about those mineral deficiencies and vitamin deficiencies being related to every single disease process that's out there. So our next product is Alkaline, and I'm throwing this in there because it's going to help stabilize and optimize your pH levels in your stomach. There's oftentimes people are put on medications to stop the acid production in their intestinal tract, and that may not necessarily be what is meant, what your body is looking for. So, but if you can optimize the pH levels in your intestinal tract, it can calm down a lot of stomach issues that you might be having. It also can help curb your cravings. So it's a really great, it's a lime fizzy. We often compare it to a Alka-Seltzer type of texture and flavor, but you can drink it 3 times a day if needed. Let it sit for just a few seconds. When you're putting it in a glass of water, it's going to fizz up. So make sure you've got a good sized glass. Let it sit for about 20 to 25 seconds and then drink it. And it's great to take in morning or at bedtime, or both if you need that. So Alkaline is another fantastic product to add to your unhealthy diet choices. Then let's just get back to that what's for dinner topic. So you want to start each meal, and this is something that Heather, you jump right in if you need to, but we want to start with fiber. So if you start your diet with a fiber choice, so when you go out to restaurants and they serve you bread, don't do it. Skip the bread, get the salad. You're getting fiber to start the buildup of that diet so that your body is utilizing that energy and understanding that it's supposed to be digesting. Other great choices would be broccoli or sauteed vegetables or some other type of fiber option before you eat your dinner. And you'll find that your body doesn't have these crazy changes in your blood sugar that are just like roller coasters if you do that. Another way to stop those blood sugar roller coasters and that digestive issues, whether it's that you can't go to the bathroom or that you are going to the bathroom too much, walking. After you're done with every meal, go for 10 minutes. It can be a stroll down the street to the corner and back, 10 minutes, and it will stop those crazy spikes that you're having. And we have always talked about, okay, so I'm not making a really good diet choice. Spruce it up with some fiber. Have a couple nuts, have a couple, some berries before your bagel in the morning. And those things will help your body, again, realize what it's supposed to be doing. Obviously, we just talked about all these supplements that are great options that you can use in order to help support those poor diet choices. The enzymes that we talked about, again, will help break down those fats and carbohydrates. Hydrate is a huge key, because if you're increasing your fiber, you're going to get constipated because it's going to pull everything out of your body. So if you do not take in enough water, your body will not be able to process all that fiber that you're putting through. So if you go from nothing maybe you're doing 5 grams of fiber a day. If you really look at what you're eating and you go to 25, do not call me and tell me that you can't go to the bathroom, because I'm telling you right now, as everyone's laughing, you have to drink water again. And then quality sleep that we talked about. So when I was doing the research for this particular product, I'm also working on a class project. And so I looked at the Center for Disease Control and I wanted to look at some facts. So I thought that these were really cool when I was looking at our particular living region has significant diabetes levels. So this is right off the Center for Disease Control, CDC's website. There is 29.1 million people with diabetes right now in our current area. That's 1 in 4 people that don't even know that they have diabetes. They're just walking around. They've got these bigger bellies. They're feeling sluggish. They haven't gone to the doctor. They haven't had their blood work done. Shocking. Then you have 86 million people that have prediabetes. That's 1 in 3 adults, or 9 out of 10 people that don't even know that they're pre-diabetic. So people are going to the gym. They're like, I can't really lose weight. I can't really figure out what's going on. You know, all of these things are happening. The data is out there. So 10 to 30% of people will develop it also in the next 5 years. So that's another increase of 10 to 30% of people. And then, so let's just break it down. So there's a huge cost for medical cost in regards to diabetes. So $245 billion are being spent on medications and doctor's visits, or maybe it's wound care, or they're having a heart attack, or they're having a stroke, or they're having whatever it might be. You have this huge cost when you can be proactive and maybe save yourself some money. So I just thought it was really interesting. This is right off, again, the CDC website, of breaking down the disease that people don't even know about and the cost of what it will be to treat it. And we have resources to help our bodies know what it's supposed to do. Not that it's going to cure it. And we didn't say that, but if you can make really good diet choices, you can really decrease those options for yourself. So in summary, we need to move more. Highly recommended to move 10 minutes after each meal. Add more fiber. Recommended for women is 25 grams, especially as we're getting more into the menopausal, elderly, older generation above 45. Use the supplements to support that unhealthy diet. And remember that you have to get adequate sleep. Sleep ranges do change, but it's usually about 6 to 8 hours is what they recommend as optimal sleep ranges for adult individuals, whether it's male or female. And so with that, I am grateful that you guys joined us for this class tonight, and I am going to stop the recording so that we can talk a little bit offline and open this up to a much further discussion. And so if I can get my screen to stop sharing and I can turn off my recording. Thank you all for joining us.